Hello, I'm Dr. Ray.
And I'm Erica Angelo.
We have some awesome stuff to talk about, and it has to do with vulnerability and intimacy. So what's the first question?
Well, people always want to know, they're like, everyone's talking about vulnerability, but who can I actually be vulnerable with? Who am I going to get vulnerable with? Like, how do we decide that?
So a few things to think about or feel about, and that is, are you creating conditions to be conducive for you? In other words, more than often when people say, who can I be this way with, what they're kind of saying on a deeper level is that if they don't receive me, I'll feel rejected.
Totally, absolutely.
And has that happened with you? Like you kind of have this preconceived belief that I can't open up to him or her, and then before you even start the conversation, you're shut down?
Yeah, for me, it's always about taking risk. If I want to test it out with some of the small stuff and see, hey, how do they handle my heart? Are they connecting with me? Are they putting me down? What happens? And if I see that they're trustworthy with the smaller things, the things that aren't so exposing, then I'll just keep testing the waters. But sometimes I've just gone all in it, balls to the wall, and just asked something really big or exposed something really
balls
big.
To the wall.
Balls to the wall. And then the person's like, and it's that awkwardness, and I'm like, oh shit, why did I just say that?
Well, the thing is that I think everyone here wants to, or at least I do, and I think you do, especially you,
yeah.
is your unique thumbprint.
Totally.
So would you rather leave the impression where you walk away, it's kind of neutral and there's nothing to learn from that? Or would you rather where a person's left with what did that feel like? What was that about? Get someone thinking.
Yeah.
So if it's about being liked, then of course you might be more concerned of how they feel. But if you're just expressing and truly deep down inside you really want to know more about that person. And also keep in mind, this is not about just your intimate partner. We're talking about, just for example, I was at Whole Foods. I just love this woman, Shannon. And I said, how you doing? She said, my day sucks. My mom's in a hospital and my hip's hurting. I went, oh. And her and I became really good friends.
Wow, it's powerful.
Yeah, yeah. So for example, this is about getting past all these superficial conversations.
It's really where we actually feel connected with one another. I always, for me, it's really important part of my makeup is I like for my voice to be heard. And so when I want to connect with someone, I want to be able to be heard by that person. And I want to be able to share those things that really matter to me, like quality conversation. And so I like to test the water and go, hey, is this person, are they strong enough to hear what I have to say? If it's coming from me, not necessarily exposing them, but exposing me. And can I share those deep things with them? And is it going to be too much for them? And if it's too much for them, then I am just cognizant of how vulnerable I can and cannot go with them.
It's an interesting thing because what I hear from you, Erica, is that, I might be a little bit different, and that is, it's how comfortable are you with, say, awkwardness.
Yeah.
Just imagine you're wanting to share something with someone and you have a point in mind. Maybe it's to be heard or it's to co-create something else. But when we're really vulnerable, it's also in that place where there's the awkwardness, the pink elephant. That's even being more vulnerable. And where you maybe think that there was some end in mind, like you're trying to make a point, the lesson is just being with that awkwardness.
Yeah.
Just being with that with yourself. That person might be thrown off, but you learn so much about yourself because you walk away thinking, was I myself? Was I trying too hard? What was my intentions? Did I learn something? And there's so much from that. I mean, how about when a person, say, ghosts you, if that happens? I mean, you do a lot of thinking. There are always moments where you're going to be with yourself and you have the opportunity to think about their intentions, why they did this, which is useless because they're not communicating that moment with you and they might not know that. So it always comes back to yourself. So when again, that question is who do I know to be vulnerable with? Remember, no matter what, it's coming from you. You're the speaker. You're the one who's feeling. It is still your experience. So if you want to express yourself for the sake of sharing and who you are to become in that, I would say that you can be vulnerable with everyone. That's if you really want to learn about yourself and not play it small. But if you are more concerned about conditions, then there's a possible chance you might feel that block in your body anyway. Because I think I see it as being pretty intense. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but I love it.
Yes.
And it's not all the time. Like right now, you're soft with me right now.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes it's like moving past that conversation, that awkwardness, is where you get that sweet spot where you really see that person.
Totally.
So why not? So many people are used to, like, I guess you say, giving a presentation of themselves. I think many people on this planet, especially people who feel isolated, they really want people to ask questions like you want to. I know you want to go deep.
Sure, sure. And I think there's also another practical side to it where, you know, there are people out there who are toxic, or maybe they're more on the shallow realm. They don't like to go deep because it's just scary for whatever reason. And I think you also have to be cognizant of that and have good boundaries within yourself. Like, you know, I am thinking of a specific person in mind, and I love to go deep and I like this person, but for them, that's just a scary place. So for me, I have to be cognizant of that and go, if that's scary for them and they don't want to go there, I don't want to have to constantly work with this person. I don't want them to feel like they're one of my clients. I want to be able to go have a drink with them and just shoot the shit and have honest conversation. But if it's constantly work, well, then you're going to get a bill from me. But in friendships, like my friendships, I want it to be able to go both ways. So I want to make sure that that person has depth, that they can do that with me. If not, then it's a personal boundary. Then I don't give them as much access to me.
I'm in agreement, and that's a good place to close this video also too. So the conversation we had coming here to shoot this video, is that it? So I have some friends, but a particular really, really good friend where I don't go there with her, but we're able to experience the joy in other areas. And it's for this reason. It's just that those conversations seem to deplete me.
Totally.
So those boundaries that you're talking about, I see it as like it's going to be more work. And so I don't want to do surgery here. I just want to be able to flow the way that we can. And I just take this person, say, in small doses.
Yes.
But there are those, like someone like you and some of my other friends, where we can just keep going and expand and it's fun. And I'd rather just rendezvous with those people.
Yeah, yeah. So looking inside and seeing where their container is and going, if it's just there, I don't want to keep pouring into that.
Exactly. So if you like what you heard and you want to learn more about us, you can find me at raydoktor.com. That's RAYDOKTOR.com. And also, I don't know if it's going to be up above, below. You can click and you can get access to one of my free books. And how they find you?
I like to do it the old-fashioned way. Find me on Facebook. My name is Erica Angelo. It's with an A, A-R-I-C-A, Angelo, A-N-G-E-L-O. I'd like to connect with you and find me there and let's have a talk.
Yep. And also leave your comments down below and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.